Yo, let's talk about shipping product. All right, you've designed your website in Webflow. You're feeling really good, just about ready to send it off to the client, but you want to make sure you didn't leave any loose ends. What are you going to do? You're going to go to my ultimate resource library for Webflow. This thing's got my pre launch checklist in here. I think it's like 30 things now that I do before I hand over something to a client. So, what I did is I built this blog out. It's just a simple blog, and I'm going to run through. I'm kind of like pretending like the phase is we've just finished. We've got everything in Designer, and now I'm just going to run through this whole checklist and show you how useful it can be. All right, so actually, before I even develop anything, I'm in settings and I disable indexing of the subdomain. I do this to prevent Google from crawling the .webflow.io and messing up any of the client's SEO. So that's already been done. So that's checked. All right, let's verify form success error states. So to do that, we'll just select our form, come over to the gear here, success, and error. And I already styled these. So we're good to go. Audit title tags for all pages. So that's in here. In the settings, we have page name, we have title tag, Aries a blog template. That looks great. And then I made a description. Cool. Well, we have to look at all pages, huh? License has a title tag. Style guide has a title tag. Changelog has a title tag. I don't really care too much about those. The blog post page does not have a title tag. So let's add a field. We're going to pull the title, and then we're going to say the name of the blog or the name of the company, Aries, just like that. And this is dynamically going to pull it for all the different um, template pages that we have. I put some other notes in here about how many characters you want to prevent ellipses, and it'll give you a demo like that. Like if your title's too long and goes beyond the page, then it won't look any good. But we've done good there. And you can, in the CMS, you could limit that. So if you're finding, another thing I'll do is the title. Let's go here. In the title, you can't limit it here. But in some of these other ones, you can do min and max character limits. So that's what I would do. Surprised they don't let you do it for the main one there. Oh well, it is what it is. Discard changes. Let's get back to it. Done. Use dynamic tags when available. Add meta description for all pages. Home, I think we saw that has a meta description. Not too worried about the license page or the style guide. Really, they have nothing on them. Yeah, so let's skip over those and we'll come to the meta description, post summary, and that's great. Done. Open Graph settings. I just use the title and meta tags for Open Graph, and then I've got an image we can upload for that. So same as SEO title tag, same as SEO meta tag. For the blog post template, I'm just going to use the main image. So it looks like that. That's going to pull straight from the CMS. Save that. And for home, I've already uploaded this image right here. So we'll go ahead and grab the URL for that. Come on. Okay. And we'll come back and paste that. Perfect. Save. URL should be short and descriptive, as short as possible. I mean, these are all going to be very short since they're page names. The blog posts are the titles, the slug is based on the title, and I think that's fine because it's going to be unique. It's very descriptive, so I like that, and they're all pretty short. Delete unused CSS classes. I don't have any of those. Delete unused JavaScript. What I'll do here is I will usually look just at the page. I'll go into the before body and before head. I'll do the same here. I do have some CSS that fixes Safari, the border radius, not being what I want it to be. And then I'll look, I got FinSuite's extension here. I think it's in Candies. Yeah, custom code. I'll look at this is the site wide. And then I just have a little piece of custom code that I wrote that updates the year down here. It says 1999, but it'll be 2022 on the published site. Let's see. Okay, so I verified that. Project settings and minify all code. Project settings in publishing. We want minify HTML, minify CSS, minify JS. Save. So we're good there. Let's go ahead and publish. Download fonts and upload them directly to Webflow. Okay, something that can make page performance better is uploading the fonts directly to Webflow rather than from Google. So we've got the Google fonts from the list here, and notice it's importing all of the different weights. So I'm going to delete that because in my page here, so now they're not there anymore, but I was using weights 400, and then on the template, I'm using a weight of 600. So let's go to fonts.google.com. And I've already got Chincel. This is the font that I was using. We can search it just to see. Yeah, this one here. I'm just going to download all. That's going to get a zip on my computer. And I'll go back project settings, into fonts, upload. I've already unzipped it, static. And then I want regular. And the other one I want is semi-bold, 600. And I'll upload both of these. Great, let's publish that. Audit all links with check my links. I gave you a link to download that Chrome extension right here. So we'll go back to the publish page. Let's go ahead and refresh, make sure those fonts are still there. There they are, they loaded again. Check my links. And it's gonna go through and look, we've got some good links. Those are all green. And then I click one of these. You gotta go through each page and do it. And it's just checking the links here that are in the rich text. All right, that audit is complete. Add semantic HTML tags in the designer panel. Gave a little bit of tips here on how to use that. We'll run through that right now. I don't have a navigation, so I'm not going to use the nav tag, but I will just kind of come over here in the navigator. Header section is going to get a tag of header. Main section is going to get a tag of main. And then the sections within will get a tag of section. Noticing I have the footer here under main, I'm actually going to pull it out of main so it stays right down there. And let's make sure this gets a tag of footer. Great. And I'm going to go to the next page. And this is going to have to get tagged as well. So let's give this tag a header. That's already got main on it. This needs section. This is a wrapper. We don't really need any of this. And then blog article, we have publish date and text. So we're just going to do the highest parent, and we'll give this one article. And we'll give the heading wrapper a title of, or a HTML tag of section. Good. Publish again. I'll just publish as I go. Audit link and button text to be descriptive. This could probably have a long discussion on, but we will avoid long discussions. Let's come back. Page. Subscribe is pretty descriptive. I do believe that my header actually throws an audit in the Webflow audit, missing alt text or non-descriptive link content. That's the one we're on right now. It's this link block here that it doesn't like because I haven't, within that link block, I have an image of the logo, but I haven't given it any alt text. So let's go ahead and do that. You could use alt text from asset, custom description. Aries blog logo text. And now issues resolved. Probably don't need to say text there, but I mean, since it's an image of text, we'll just say logo. I think that's descriptive enough. And then no more issues because I fixed the alt text on that too. So there we go. While we're in the realm of alt text, these ones do not have alt text. So I'm surprised that they're not throwing an audit on Webflow. But we can get, usually what I'll do with client work is I'll get alt text from the actual CMS and put the alt text within the CMS. But in this case, the images actually aren't really that related to the title or the blog itself. So I'm going to change it to decorative. And I'm going to do that on the template page too. So now nobody can yell at us. Let's get back to it. Topography best practices. Legible fonts, rem, vice pixels. I do that as I'm designing. Audit contrast, we're good there. I've already done that. Set topography line height. My topography line height on the body is all 1.6, so good to go there. Line length, this is more of a designer thing. But I'll just see. So this is my text line height 1.6. Line length, this is going to be pretty short, which is fine because it's a card element. But if we go to the blog post where people are reading really long form content, I can't select the text here because it's from the CMS and it's rich text. But if I go to the CMS into blog posts and I know that the first line ends here, what I can do is just select this, discard changes, word count tool. Let's go this one. Actually, was testing earlier. 71, 72 characters it says. So we're good to go there. Load page on different browsers. I remember when I was designing some of my first websites, I made the text go like almost all the way across the page. Sorry to that client, but we live and learn. Load the page on different browsers and different devices. Oh, funny story about that too is they came to me a couple months later with a redesign and asked me to develop it for them. So it ended up being just fine. Load the page on different browsers and devices. Usually what I'll do is I'll just text myself the link and open it up on my phone. You can see I've got it on my phone here. And I'll just go through and make sure everything works. Looks pretty good. But yeah, I'll spend actually quite a bit of time doing that. And I've got an iPad here that I use too. It's like an old piece of junk, but that's what I need to do. It can browse the web. So image alt text, we went over that. Here's some do's and don'ts to help guide you if you're not familiar with this. And this, this checklist can seem kind of long, but once you've done it once or twice, you just kind of start stepping through it. And as you're developing, a lot of these habits get ingrained. Audit heading tags. This everybody like always talks about this one when they talk about SEO. I did not even actually use an H1. Well, I used H1 on the blog post page, but on the home page, I didn't use one. But I don't skip any H1s because these are H2s. You could probably technically make this an H1 and leave it as a subheading. That's that's probably what I would actually do. Shipping this. Let's do that. Give it a class of subheading. Oh, I didn't mean to. Did I rename it? Yeah, why did I do that? It's going to stay. Oh, and that was in pixels too, so I'm all over the place, I guess. On RAM. We'll make it, what do we have? System UI? Yeah. Give it a color black. And 1.6. Call it H1 so it's makes sense. There we go. Who cares what the style is? H1 doesn't have to be the biggest. I'm still passing all these. All right. So that's done. Specify pages not to be indexed. You can add this just to the head tag. I believe Webflow has a option to do it. I definitely want this page to be indexed exclude this page from site search results. Thought they had one in here that was like, don't index as well. Site search is if you use the Webflow search. Maybe it doesn't show up because no, that doesn't make sense. In the settings, I already, disabled indexing of the subdomain. What? That's fine. We'll just use this. Save that. Style guide, I don't want indexed. Save that. Changelog, I don't want indexed. Save that. Publishing timed out. Come on now. That's okay. We don't really need to publish to this one. Verify site with Google. Okay, so for this, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go to Google Search Console. I think I'm not going to get to show you the whole thing because I've already registered this one, but you'll just go to Start Now. And yeah, it took me here automatically. But let me go to Settings and Remove Property. And what you're going to do is in URL prefix, just come to get this here, and you'll paste this. And then I don't want to go to property yet, but they'll give you a different screen here. And what you'll do is in Webflow, go to Settings, SEO, and your site verification. You'll put an ID in here that comes up when you do this pop-up. You may have to select a different method as well, but you're just looking for any ID that looks pretty similar to what they have here. So that's how you do that. Go to property, and once you're in property, make a sitemap for humans. This just means in like your footer or somewhere, you can put a link in your footer to your sitemap, and that just has a link to every page on your website. Since my website has just a blog, I'm not going to do that because I don't have any links really that I care about. And then Google or Webflow will make a sitemap XML for you once you get a site plan. So if you add a site plan, which I haven't done for this site, you can generate the sitemap.xml, and you can come to Google Search Console and actually load it up here. So that's kind of cool that you can do. And then the last is to create a Google Business account. I'm not planning to make a business from this blog, so I'm going to skip that. But if you have a client who runs a local business, then giving it something for Google Maps and just for Google in general will really help out as well. Giving it a solid address, everything that's big. All right, favicon, web clip, time zone, language code. We're getting to the end here. So I'll go to general. Favicon and web clip are already loaded up. Language code, mine's English. If I were to ship this to, a client in New York, then I would change this time zone to their time zone here. But I'm just going to leave it as Los Angeles because I'm in San Francisco. Da, 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 da. I showcase this. It depends on the client whether or not I'll showcase the site, but I'll make a copy before I send it to them anyways. Webflow branding, not going to display the Made in Webflow badge, but I will display it in HTML. Done, 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 done. Set forms. So make sure that the client is able to get forms. So I'll go here and I'll add the client's email address here. And I usually customize this a little bit too, but honestly, don't worry too much about it. Be careful with reCAPTCHA. I recommend not implementing it unless your client really demands it. And yeah, that's all I have for that. Remove unused fonts. That's good. Audit on multiple devices. Talked about that already. And then make a backup and transfer to the client. So by make a backup, I don't mean just make a normal backup. I mean make a duplicate. So let me actually change that. Save me many times when I'll make a duplicate and store it locally and then send the client a copy. They might make some breaking changes or something, and we just revert back. So yeah, that's it. If there's anything else that I'm missing here, let me know. It's I've built this thing up over the last year of freelancing, and it's done me pretty well. It tends to, get me above 90% for performance and SEO and all that stuff. Usually the main thing for performance that I ever have to do after is resizing images or something, but as you go, you get more used to that. Trying to think. And then when I'm done, there's maybe a better way to do that, but I just uncheck all these and go back through it. So yeah, that is all. Again, the link to this will be in the description below. If this video helps you, please like and subscribe. I didn't have a resource like this when I was doing my first client project, so hopefully it helps you. And then liking and subscribing helps me. And also, I'll put a link to get all of these resources. It's not just pre-launch checklists, a lot of code snippets that I have in here. I actually put the CMS for the blog if you want to build this yourself. It's clonable as well, so you can download like an example CMS that's better than if you go into the Webflow and create a blog and then just generate, it uses all the same stock images and stuff. So just consider this like something a little bit different if you want to make a portfolio piece and have something that looks different. But yeah, that's it. And I'm always updating this. So sign up and talk to you soon. Bye bye.